एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल द सोलफुल डायरी। आज के वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे रूडयार्ड किपलिंग की पोम व्हेन आर्ट्स लास्ट पिक्चर इज पेन के बारे में। पोएट के बारे में हम पहले एक वीडियो में डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, जिसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में। चलिए शुरू करते हैं आज की पोम। डिस्कस करने से पहले जान लेते हैं उसके कुछ key features. Published in 1922, Kipling's When Earth's Last Picture is Painted describes the last painting of Mother Earth and how it will be painted by the good people. No matter how this world ends, there will always be a new beginning, a new painting to admire. It is an optimistic poem about the last days on Earth with a dystopian lining. In this poem, Kipling explores the idea of the afterlife where the good souls will be seated on golden chairs. The poem taps on the themes of religion, spirituality, doomsday, and a new beginning. It is all about the last painting of Earth that will be drawn by good human beings, portraying the importance of religion and spirituality. In this poem, Kipling paints a dystopian image of the world where the colors of the old have faded and the youngest critic of art has died. The speaker says that after the end of the world, people would rest in their graves for an eon or more until there is a new beginning. Those who were good during their lifetime will be rewarded and given a seat in the golden chair. They will be the first painters to draw on a 10-league canvas provided by God. The painting would take inspiration from saints. In the process of completing the picture, they will never grow tired. In the last stanza, Kipling refers back to how only God's praise and approval matter to these people most, not money or fame. This piece is spiritual in nature and hopeful in tone. In this poem, Kipling describes how the last days of the earth would be. It is compared to a painting with faded colors and devoid of life. He explains how the optimists shall rest in their graves for a long time. They will wait till God, the master of all good workmen, shall put them to work. Those who were righteous and followed God's path will be allowed to sit by him. After that, God would appoint them to paint on lavish and big canvases with brushes made out of comets hair. The speaker doesn't refer to this place as heaven, but mentions that all the saints would be there. In the end, he explains that people will not work for fame or money but simply for the joy of work. The poem When Earth's Last Picture is Painted consists of total of 12 lines, divided into 3 stanzas, quatrains. The rhyme scheme of each verse is AABB. It means each section contains 2 rhyming couplets. For instance, in the first stanza, the first 2 lines end with the rhyming words dried and died. This scheme is followed throughout the text. Besides, the poem is composed with a combination of anapaestic and iambic meter. The tone of the poem is optimistic and inspirational. Kipling wrote this poem from the perspective of a third-person speaker. Go in depth discuss करते stanza when Earth's last picture is painted and tubes are twisted and dried, when the oldest colors are faded and the youngest critic has died. We shall rest and faith, and we shall need it. Lie down for an eon or two, till the master of all good workmen shall put us to work anew. The first quatrain of When Earth's Last Picture is Painted begins with a picture of the end of the world. There is a sense of sadness in the speaker's tone. As he compares the end to an old painting, he describes how the old colors are fading. The tubes, symbol of hope, have dried up, and the youngest critic of art has died. The speaker refers to humanity with a collective pronoun we, showing a sense of unity. According to him, those who are still faithful to God and optimistic about a new beginning will wait for the new picture to be drawn. They might have to wait for ages, yet they are happy with the long waiting as they know God is always there to start anew. In the last line, the speaker refers to the rebirth of virtuous souls. According to him, the master of all good workmen, a metaphorical reference to God, shall put the faithful souls in work again. With his direction, they shall draw the painting of a new world. Stanza 2. And those that were good shall be happy. They shall sit in a golden chair. They shall splash at a 10 league canvas with brushes of comets here. They shall find real saints to draw from Magdalene, Peter, and Paul. They shall work for an age at a sitting and never be tired at all. In the second quatrain, Kipling explains how these who were good will be rewarded handsomely. They shall be sitting right next to God in golden chairs. Here, the golden chair represents success, recognition, and importance. The speaker says that the virtuous people will be the painters of a new world. They will be given a 10 league canvas to splash the colors of humanity again. The celestial comets will be the tip of their paintbrush. They will be guided by saintly figures such as Magdalene, Saint Peter, and Saint Paul. They would be a real inspiration for the new painting. In the last line, the poet exclaims that the people who will not be tired ever, they have been waiting for this opportunity for ages. Therefore, when a moment comes, they will savor each moment and invest their full potential in work vested on them by God Himself. 3. And only the Master shall praise us, and only the Master shall blame, and no one shall work for money, and no one shall work for fame, but each for the joy of the working, and each in his separate star shall draw the thing as he sees it for the God of things as they are. In the last stanza, Kipling says that the good people will not work for money or fame, they will devote themselves to spiritual pleasure. Only God shall praise or blame their work. To paint the picture of the future, the painters have to be working for art's sake, not for any material pleasures. In the last lines, the speaker describes how the artists of the future should draw inspiration from separate stars. Each individual stroke would be unique, hence each voice would be in the painting. Besides, they will paint as they seem fit. According to the poet, each thing is important in God's creation. So whatever they paint, the essence of God would always be there. Alliteration that occurs in the following phrases: picture is painted, tubes are twisted, separate stars, etc. Metaphor: the poet compares the concept of recreation of the earth to the last painting drawn by an artist. Here, God, he pictures the end of time to be a painting with faded colors and less visible. Anaphora: Kipling repeats the word when at the beginning of the first two lines. Similarly, the phrase they shall occur at the beginning of last three lines of the second verse and in the first two lines of the last verse. Allusion: in the third line of the second quatrain, Kipling alludes to Mary Magdalene, Saint Peter, and Saint Paul from the Bible. Art as divine worship. The poem presents art not as mere occupation but as a form of worship and a way to participate in the divine creative process where the master of all good workmen guides the artist. The purity of creation, anti-commercialism. Kipling suggests that the true artistry is freed from the constraints of money, fame, and public judgment in the afterlife, allowing artists to work for the pure joy of it, eternal life and renewal. The poem views the end of the world not as final destruction but as a transition to a new, higher form of existence, a transformation where creative work continues, individualism and collective service. Each artist works on a separate star to draw the thing as he sees it. Yet this individual expression is dedicated to a higher universal truth. Objectivity in art. The ultimate goal is to depict reality truthful, to draw the thing as one sees it for the God of things as they are. The poem reflects an optimistic spiritual view of death as a continuation of one's earthly passions, perfected in a heavenly idyllic environment. थैंक यू। आई होप आज की वीडियो आपको पसंद है। कैसी लगे हमें कमेंट करके बताएं। अगर कोई डाउट्स या सजेशंस है तो वो भी आप कमेंट सेक्शन में ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं। अगर वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू माय चैनल। मिलते हैं कल एक और इन्फॉर्मेटिव वीडियो के साथ शाम 4 बजे। टिल देन कीप वॉचिंग एंड कीप सपोर्टिंग द सोलफुल डायरी। थैंक यू।